Price up to Mount Mary. We had 5 tool sheds down there full of tools, 40 years worth of tools that we've lost.
Garcia says the whole community has stepped up
donations from all over, restaurants and jobs and friends, family. It's been awesome.
Garcia reminds us of 2 homes passed down for generations she recognizes. Madison Connor, KRQE, News 13. Built on their property. Insurance tomorrow, what will be covered. Tomorrow, and Rock Candy Tap Room are hosting a fundraiser to raise money for Carnival 66 fire victims. We'll have a link for that on our website at krqe.com. The Duke City Comic Con is in full swing, and there is something to make everyone smile. There are a lot of vendors, both local and national, with tons of collectibles filling the Albuquerque Convention Center. But the main event is always the stars. One of the actors in attendance, Sam J. Jones or Flash Gordon. Believe it or not, even these big-name entertainers get excited to meet other celebs.
Duke City Comic Con. Look who's here. Myself, time actors, Michael Beck. You got James Remar. You got Tyke.
The Duke City Comic Con opens back up tomorrow at 11 and ends at 5. Tickets are only $20. Kids who are 9 through 13 can get in for $5 and under 9 free. Animal Humane of New Mexico and Calibers teamed up to raise money for the animal shelter. Calibers raffled off several prizes, and all proceeds went to Animal Humane. The shelter says money raised at today's event will help provide medical support and training for the animals.
We have a donor-subsidized veterinary clinic. We have a free behavior helpline. We have a safety net intake intervention program. So if someone is looking to surrender their pet, but they do not for medical, behavioral, or housing issues, but they prefer to keep their pet, we can sometimes connect them to resources to allow them to keep their pets.
We have a link to donate to Animal Humane or find a pet to adopt it always on krqe.com. Well, this definitely wasn't your mom's farmer's market, unless she likes to jam out to Black Sabbath on her way. It was the Headbangers Market on Central Avenue in Northwest Albuquerque. There were more than 30 vendors with handcrafted items, fresh food, and more for the metal aficionado. And it won't be a Headbangers Market without some fans. Mostly, the organizer just wanted everyone to have fun.
We're happy to welcome everybody, headbangers, non-headbangers, people who are curious and, barely discovering this scene. I think it's a great scene for everybody. And you also find so many talented people. It's definitely an inspiration for those creative people as well.
This was actually their second Headbangers Market. Lopez says the idea came about as a way to bring the scene together after the pandemic.
So Headbanger being...
like heavy metal, rock music.
That's what I thought.
Probably a little bit of emo, screamo mixed in,
Not quite your Taylor Swift.
Not quite my Taylor Swift, but I do love some headbanger music too.
Yeah, I'm more of an indie rock kind of a.
Yeah, we're actually talking about this earlier. We were saying that he sticks to indie rock. I have a ridiculous range.
It's just great calming music, driving music. This. Not so much.
Yeah, you gotta really be in the mood for a little bit of headbanging. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, we are going to be in the mood for much cooler temperatures tomorrow. I can tell you that, whether you like it or not. It's going to be an interesting day. That's because some record cool temperatures are on the horizon here. For the time being, this afternoon, 101 from Roswell. How about that across the southeast corner? Very hot and very dry, but only for a slim minority of the state. Otherwise, we're looking at temperatures actually well below average by around, we'll say 10 or so degrees for Albuquerque, even for Santa Fe. Did make it to 80 before some of the heavier rains moved in later in the afternoon. Low 90s from Farmington, so a pretty toasty day in some of the corners here of the state. But other than that, we're looking at pretty much temperatures cooling down, especially for the northern part of New Mexico this evening. 56 degrees right now from Taos, but it is very muggy as that temperature pretty close to that dew point, so that humidity really close to 100% or really close to the middle 90s. We are looking at the wind speeds. That did change this afternoon thanks to the backdoor cold front moving in, and that's all we needed was an extra source of lift. And now we're going to see more widespread showers even through the overnight period. We're still seeing some rather gusty winds here from Santa Rosa, Roswell occasionally, but more so for the eastern third of the state. That's where we're seeing isolated gusts 25 to 30 miles per hour. The main story will be more flash flood watches as we head into our Sunday afternoon. Same thing for the mountains here in Jemez, as well as the San Luis de Cristo for right over those burn scars. As more widespread heavy rain is in the forecast throughout the afternoon. So again, not the best day to be outside or to make those outdoor plans. Here's how the satellite and radar looks now. We've seen a lot of heavy rain move towards the northeast over the last couple hours, but really starting to thin out here as a lot of this has finally kind of stabilized with all the heavier rain earlier today. So this is just primarily very light showers across the region as all the embedded thunderstorms weakening at this hour. For the most part, here's one exception to that, maybe I-40 corridor closer to Santa Rosa. And then taking you westbound here, some more scattered, more so lighter showers here west of I-40. Even for the Albuquerque metro area, more so here on the west side towards the Mesa. Here's how it looks through the overnight period. Mostly cloudy skies, if not downright overcast, and the showers continue. Notice some heavier bands actually developing early tomorrow morning. I'll join you live here bright and early with some of the rain showers to talk about, and even some thunderstorms. And they continue on and off, so say waves of rain for us tomorrow. A pretty good day as far as rain coverage goes. Matter of fact, I'm going to call it 7 out of 10 for us on the monsoon meter, which is exceptionally high here for us. Most areas at least having some chance to see some rain in your forecast. So that, with that said, we will see the burn scar flash flooding once again as the rain generally shifts south and west of Albuquerque as that front takes it in that direction. Additional rainfall, we're talking another, say, 1 to 3 inches, but we could easily see in some cases isolated amounts of 4+ inches. This is additionally from already the 1 to 2+ that we've already seen just today alone. And oh, by the way, as I mentioned earlier, the record cool temperature is certainly worth noting here because this goes back throughout our history for June 26th. We're going to be at least contending with record cool temperatures for this date. And I'll show you more of these as we go around the horn here. Upper 60s from Durango, most areas across north central New Mexico and the northeast corridor. Your record highs are in jeopardy for tomorrow. 77 degrees for Farmington. So needless to say, not a very summer-like day for you on your Sunday. Low 90s from Las Cruces there, still pretty toasty out that way. Roswell, you're going to drop as well into the upper 80s compared to the low 100s. And you'll see some scattered afternoon storms. So tomorrow is your day, especially later in the afternoon and into the evening. For Las Vegas, it doesn't even look right, does it? 60 degrees there for us. Pretty chilly, actually. All things considering there as we'll break records. 70 degrees from Santa Fe. Again, widespread rain moving into the area. But we'll see a little bit more stabilization there of the atmosphere. So less thunderstorms for the northeast and more just general rain and rain showers. Middle 70s for Rio Rancho, and it's going to be a cool one, at least for late June. Sunday and Monday, but we'll get some drier air and, yes, some hotter temperatures back by Thursday, even close to 90 degrees. Stephanie, back to you.
Okay, thanks, Eric. Up next, New Mexico United looks to make it 6 wins in a row against Birmingham Region, and the Gladiators look to build momentum ahead of the Indoor Football League playoffs. Jared Chester has highlights and more coming up after Sportscast.
That is Jared Elmore. Get news when you want it, where you want it. Download the KRQE News app today.
With Arthur, few new rules of the road to keep everyone safe.
Make lefts and U-turns, but only at traffic lights. Crossing double lines is an accident waiting to happen. Plus only means stay out of the argument.
We now have more ways to fight COVID than ever with oral treatments for individuals at high risk for severe COVID who test positive.
And they can be taken from the comfort of home.
These treatments, if taken within 5 days of the first sign of symptoms, are effective at reducing the risk of hospitalization and severe outcomes.
This is a game changer for New Mexico.
For more information and to access treatment, visit findatreatmentnm.com.
You've seen the governor's attack ad. She says, I'm just a weatherman. But what would she say about you? You're just a firefighter. You're just a mom. She's a mechanic. But what she's really saying is, we're not smart enough to understand. And she's wrong. We're the ones living it every day. Crime, high prices, failing schools. But I'll never be a governor who thinks I'm better than you. I'll be a governor who will fight for you because my family experiences exactly what you do. I'm Mark Ronchetti, and I have this message.
We've got real problems to solve in New Mexico. Prices are skyrocketing, supply chains are broken, and we're still dealing with the effects of the pandemic. But instead of fixing real problems, some in Congress are wasting time with laws that would break your smartphone. That's right, new laws being debated would break your smartphone's security, compromise family controls, and make us all more vulnerable to dangerous cyber attacks. Tell your senators, keep focusing on solving real problems, not creating new ones.
At Long John Silver's, when life gives us lemons, we make lemon cake. And when we make lemon cake, we make it free for you. When you order any 10-piece meal or larger, order ahead at longjohnsilvers.com. Fish yeah.
If you do life right, and make time for the silly, for the thrilling, for the spur of the moment, for the you can have another spoon. You make the best memories for all of you.
With there are a few new rules of the road to keep everyone safe.
Big lefts and U-turns, but only at traffic lights. Crossing double lines is an accident waiting to happen. Plus only means stay out of the yard.
Today at the Baltimore and Chicago baseball game, the White Sox invited 7-year-old Bo Downing and his family to Ballpark for a very special surprise. Bo was diagnosed with high-risk neuroblastoma as a toddler. He battled through stem cell transplants and several rounds of chemotherapy, radiation, and immunotherapy. Following those treatments, he was recently diagnosed with thyroid cancer and had surgery earlier this month. His day at the ballpark included a limo ride for he and his family, autographs from his favorite Sox players, a custom jersey, and he got to throw up the day's ceremonial first pitch.
Sports, we start with soccer as the next United will be back in action over a month. Taking on down for the Birmingham Legion FC tonight. A season of 12,500 this match as United look for a sixth consecutive victory, but would be a good start.
What?
2-0 in the third.
That's how long you staying on this. Someone's you're waiting on one person. Well, it's 10:30. Is it the guy with the kid? Well, you know they don't think about time. So after him, let's go
What
to
I
that.
think is really important for us is no matter
I
how
mean
we
it, Chris.
play
Don't ever
against,
give him no more
we
money.
ourselves.
It's your money.
We want ourselves tonight.
He doesn't need your money to be a friend to him. Okay?
We just gotta go and
You just tell him you've had to use your money out of pocket to pay for eradication. That's all. And see if he asks you again. Ask you. I know you really care. People are vulnerable. People that got stuff. And for 20 and the 20 and the 20 don't matter to you.
6-yard touchdown pass from Lone Atkins made it 41-26.
You don't
Things
know
will
the
go downhill
difference.
fast after that. As the Wranglers went on to take the lead with a minute to go after this 2-point conversion, made it 42-41. And they would seal it after that as they recovered onside kick. The Wranglers scored 23 unanswered points to close out the fourth, winning 49-41. Now 6-8 on the year. 2 must-win games remain for the Gladiators on the season. And up first is the Strike Force in San Diego on July 9th. The Ice Dogs look to bounce back from a 12-4 loss, taking on Las Vegas in Game 5 of 6 tonight. This one still going on, but as the Dogs are leading 10-5 in the 6th inning. This series will wrap up tomorrow at 8 p.m. But now an update on Chris Bryant, who is currently 0 for 2 at the plate tonight. The Rockies, the left fielder, did not just first hit in his rehab stint with the Cubs last night, though, with a deep double to center. Yeah, Bryant is currently rehabbing after lower back issues, put him on the IL back in May. He is still unsure on when he will be back with the big club, but Bryant is feeling good with the work he's putting in with the Cubs.
Would like to get more at bats and just don't know how many